Yes, this is the new worst game ever. But not for me.
Give me everything.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
Call an ambulance for the Bears. You did the worst game ever. The Chicago Bears and the Denver Broncos were both winless heading into the Tank Bowl. And in disgustingly fitting fashion, the Bears blew a 21-point lead, giving up 24 straight points to the Broncos and made one of the dumbest calls in NFL history to give the game away. And I have the exact moment that everything changed for Denver. Credit defensive coordinator Vance Joseph. Sure, his defense still gave up 28 points to the worst offense in the league, but that's 42 points better than last week. Most improved defense in 1 week in NFL history? I say yes. Justin Fields played well. No one will give him credit. Russell Wilson played well. Nobody will give him credit. So we understand each other there, Broncos and Bears fans. And sure, as a Broncos fan, I'm a little upset that Denver won. I think USC quarterback Caleb Williams is worth tanking for, but today I will walk Broncos and Bears fans through a very real tale of two halves. It was the worst of times. It was the worst of times. 30 minutes of complete hell for both teams, fitting for this game. First half, Bears. Second half, Bears. Who really won? Who really lost? Please, if you like weekly documentation of sports misery, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for all Broncos and Bears fans, I do have links to these shirts in the description. Get them now, because they are red hot. Now, heading into this affair, Justin Fields was 5-23 through his first 28 games, tied for worst all time with Dan Pastorini and Steve DeBerg. Two guys who played in the 80s when there was no such thing as developing a QB. It was just throw him out there and hope he doesn't fucking die. But it looked like Justin Fields was going to right the ship, even though the Broncos scored first, and even though Matt Eberflus didn't have the balls to go for it on 4th and short against the worst defense on earth on the opening series. And if I told you Justin Fields would throw 4 touchdowns, break 300 yards passing for the first time in his career, set a franchise record for most straight completions to start a game, make 2 legitimate, insane NFL throws and still lose? Bears fans would say, oh, I believe you. They would probably finish your sentence for you. The Broncos defenders look more confused than a Swiftie trying to learn what a catch is in the NFL. Don't worry, girls, we don't know either, okay? DJ Moore scored a phantom touchdown. A theme I'm getting a little sick of is the officials screwing the Broncos out of touchdowns and now gifting TDs to their opponents. This DJ Moore touchdown gets my getting fornicated by the refs call of the week. Brought to you by my coffee company, BenchwarmerBrew.com, and my special blend of coffee, the limited edition Fuck the Refs blend. Look, I have no idea how NFL officials review this play and still rule it a touchdown.
Amazing to see that it doesn't appear to hit the ground at all there. I just think that it's pretty clear to me that right foot sweeps clean without touching the turf.
The Broncos were on pace to be the first team ever to lose solely on false starts. Every lineman had a false start in this game except for Ben Powers. A few came on 3rd and 1. Mike McGlinchey had 2. And when I have enough false starts to necessitate a montage, that's embarrassing. Even worse, the curse of Melvin Gordon's stone hands, which affected Cortland Sutton last week, infected Marvin Mims on his kick return. Mims has been our best player. And now I'm doing research on how to cure the fumbling disease. That obviously gave Chicago great field position, or great Justin position, for one of those wide open Cole Kmet touchdowns. The Broncos defense was so bad, the Bears completed the drunkest, ugliest, sloppiest flea flicker I've ever seen. If the Bears woke up next to that play after a bender, they'd stop drinking. But then we reached the pinnacle of embarrassing stats. Justin Fields' first incompletion of the game came on this Hail Mary. No, don't say Hail Mary. No. He's early. That's fucking pass interference. That's the definition of pass interference. Can I claim, can I sue the NFL for Hail Mary PTSD? Being the defense to give a Bears quarterback any sort of passing record is like being the guy who got a DUI because you fell asleep in your car with the keys in the ignition before you drove anywhere. After the Bears were up 28-7, every fan in Soldier Field was asking themselves one question. Is benching Chase Claypool all it took to turn the Bears into a Super Bowl contender? The answer is sadly no. No. You're still the only winless team in the Elon Musk Twitter overlord era. This is the only sports chart on earth where it's bad to be in the upper right corner. 28-7 lead, and then it all changed when this one beautiful thing happened. Sean Payton, in the greatest power move in coaching history, absorbed the powers of Bill Belichick as he had his sleeves cut off mid-game. I also respect the execution. Pulling your handsies all up into the sleeves so you don't get cut. Smart, Payton. Payton goes 3/4 sleeves and never looks back. And damn it, I need to join him. I'm never wearing fucking sleeves again. The truest rule in sports, the dumber you look, the more you win. Belichick, Reed, Payton. Payton is so back, baby. The show I'm with you, Sean. This is why you need a sleeve cutting wingman. No sleeves for victory! No sleeves for victory! Am I the Nathaniel Hackett of sleeve cutting? No sleeves for victory. I got you, you little fucker. I am free too, Sean. Oh, I can feel how this makes you stronger, Sean. I feel like more of a man. I'm so alive again, Sean. Thank you for showing me the light. Now, Justin Fields had his opportunity to prove that he shouldn't be replaced by Caleb Williams, but the second half was all about Russ reclaiming his throne, or booster seat. Russ threw a pair of touchdown passes, one lollipop to Brandon Johnson and a laser to Cortland Sutton, but maybe the most unpredictable thing about this game was that the Broncos defense actually affected the score in a positive way. Oh, Chicago. The Broncos defense hadn't scored a touchdown since November 28th, 2021, when Pat Surtain had a pick six to seal the game against the Chargers. The head coach for the Broncos in that game was Don Fangio. Denver has had 3 different head coaches since the last time their defense scored a TD, and yet Justin Fields just couldn't help himself. All Chicago really had to do, though, was keep the ball on the ground. They were up 7 points with under 7 minutes to go. They were averaging 5.5 yards per carry. And nope. On 1st and 10 in Denver territory, they decided to run a bizarre play fake that left Nick Bonito completely unblocked with a free shot at Justin Fields. But who became the beneficiary of this fumble? None other than Justin Fields' college teammate Jonathan Cooper. And I haven't seen 2 college teammates let each other down like this since Russell Wilson and Melvin Gordon, literally all of last season. Matt Eberflus made a call on the next drive that might just go down, might solidify him as the worst coach in Chicago Bears history. Matt Nagy and Mark Trestman will be sending you Christmas cards. The Bears actually managed to overcome 2 offensive holding penalties and a false start to drive down to the Broncos' 18-yard line where they had 4th and 1. The Bears got into field goal range despite 3 offensive penalties. I'd be crucifying the Broncos defense if not for Matt Eberflus. Which sounds like a wind instrument, doesn't it? The only wind instrument I'd be less excited to play than the skin flute. Now, Eberflus did the smart thing and tried to draw Denver off sides, which made sense given how undisciplined the Broncos have been this year, but then he actually went for it on 4th and 1. Alex Singleton, who the press just this week reported was indeed in a relationship with Doja Cat, made maybe the 3rd positive defensive play of the last 2.5 weeks for the Broncos. Surely the defensive play of the season for them. There are 2 fatal mistakes, though, on this 4th and 1 call by Eberflus and Luke Getsy, the Bears offensive coordinator. First, why the fuck are you running out of shotgun when all you need is a yard? Don't make that distance any longer. Snap it from under center, idiots. Second, Why would you not keep the ball in the hands of your freak athlete QB? It's called the tush push, and at this point, it's been so successful that it's borderline homophobic to not give it a try, at least once. If you don't like it then, fine, but be man enough to try it once. Eberflus was too afraid to go for it on the first drive of the game, but totally fine going for it on 4th down in a tie game when all they needed to win was, yes, a field goal.
Would have been a 35-yard field goal. Instead, Denver takes over with the ball and 1 timeout.
I feel like I was seeing the coaching matchup of the year between Vance Joseph and Luke Getsy. Who could possibly out-stupid the other? It was like the part of Dumb and Dumber where Harry and Lloyd are at odds, and every play call is... Joseph looked like he was going to run away with it, but Getsy showed him in crunch time why he had the losing edge. Marvin Mims is inevitable. You can hold him down for 3 quarters. You can even watch and perhaps laugh as the ball bounces off his helmet, but you can't cover him forever, and he finally popped free, making a 48-yard catch from Russell Wilson on the very first play of the final drive there for the Broncos, and thank God he made that play because Denver gained exactly 0 more yards for the rest of the drive. And Will Lutz had enough leg to give Denver the lead. But even at that point, I didn't have a lot of confidence that the Broncos would be able to hold on to the 3-point lead because Chicago had moved the ball so effectively to that point. And with the game on the line, Justin Fields may have replaced himself by throwing the ball right to Kareem Jackson. Fields didn't even give Kareem Jackson a chance to get flagged for unnecessary roughness here because he threw it right into his hands. I'd say rookie mistake, but it's your 3rd year, Fields. And I really have to hand it to the Bears. When their chips were down, they dug deep and found a new, creative way to lose. Giving up 70 is amateur hour. Blowing a 3-touchdown lead to a team that just lost by 50 points is the kind of innovation that's going to get them Caleb Williams and maybe even Marvin Harrison Jr. They knew Matt Ryan was in the booth calling this game. They knew no lead was safe, and they did what they were supposed to do, not win this game.
Give me everything.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
Oh no, actually, call it for me too. Call it for me too. Oh, call it for me too. I need the ambulance because I think it's gonna hurt when I don't have Caleb Williams. I'll be honest though, not being the NFL's biggest punching bag this week feels nice. I am happy about that. I really am. It's like I just had sex with the prostitute. An unattractive prostitute. That's what beating the Bears feels like. Technically it was sex, but nobody respectable will count it as sex. And if Caleb Williams is the next Patrick Mahomes, this win is it's the STD that's gonna pop up in April. And again, every fall and winter for the rest of my football life. We won, but did we? Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here. Again, this is just a real life documentation of the highs and lows of watching a bad football team. Even bad teams win sometimes.